under the shadow of the new Praetorian. Hey, hello YouTube. It's the Laughing Ogre once again, coming back just to give you my opinion and to rant a bit about the day. But as you can see, it's a laid-back Wednesday. I'm just trying to make different days go with different things. As we already know, there's a Shout-Out Tuesday, there's a Very British Sunday, and now we're going to have a laid-back Wednesday. We're not going to be doing any fear porn mongering. I don't want to fall in that trap. You may be sitting there at home watching me, Drunken Sailor. Hi, good to see you, young lady. I'd shake your hand virtually, and I'd hoist a gusty beer in your honor. Without belaboring that lily any longer. I just want to bring you something good today. I don't want to be a fear porn monger. When you look inside of my mind, which is what you do when you come to this channel, you get a peek inside of my brain. You may see some dark corners there, and you may find more dark corners there than one would want in one's own mind. I don't blame you. So in that spirit of, to me, happy darkness, I want to bring you this laid back Wednesday. Hey, listen. First, I want to start by saying I love psychology. I love the ology of the psyche, the knowledge, the study of the inner workings of the person, or the knowing of the soul. Deeper yet, the understanding of oneself and those that surround one. Alright, I ain't going to get off in the weeds on that either. But Donald Trump, he was born to a very wealthy person, regardless of what anyone tells you. He was loaned the money, but the man is... I'm not going to call him a sociopath. Newt Gingrich is the one that said, he's not a member of our clubs, he's not a member of our societies. He is his own person. He's never going to be president. Then later on, I seen, looked like Newt was like sniffing the throne, as the British sometimes are wont to say. Of Trump was Newt. And I'm not sure, where's Newt? I don't know. Hopefully he's gone. Newt, have a good life, write another book. I loved your novel, bro. I gotta give it to you. Read Newt's novel. Shoot, man. Listen, if you don't know by what I said, I don't even like Newt. So today, there I go astray off in that dark, deep side of the ogre that no one wants to be around. So let's go back to the let's go back to the laughing side. Donald Trump is not a sociopath, but people are divided, according to Freud, in their minds into the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is the part of you that you come into the world with, and most people leave the world with. It's the part that will cry and scream. It will take a poo wherever it wants. It will grab a breast and suckle it. It'll take the food off your plate. It will pee on the floor. This part of you does what it wants. It takes sex, male or female now, mind you, takes sex from anyone that it wants, gives sex to anyone that it wants without regrets. This is the id of all human beings. And as we develop our superego. And the superego is the part of you that says, no, not only don't we want to do a dump right here, right now in our pants, but we don't even want to do it in the bathroom with the door closed for fear that someone might hear us doing our business. Oh no, don't ever think of, I'm going to be careful here, this is rated PG. Don't ever think of sexuality or anything like that. It's a place where we try to deal with some of the, which I should have mentioned in the id, some of our hidden thoughts, some of our thoughts that all of us have. I'm not even going to get into because I have them too, that we shouldn't maybe have, but see, there you go. There is my superego saying we shouldn't have it. And then as we develop the ego. And the ego is our go-between. It's the one that tells it says, okay, id, you want to have sex, you want to have intercourse, But intercourse is something that needs to be taken seriously. You have to have consent. I have my own ideas about consent. Sometimes it can be a look. And then you'll know immediately if that look was not consent. And then, of course, if you force yourself on someone, you're a rapist, male or female. Because a friend of mine who's male was raped by a female. Anyway, the ego is a wonderful go-between. It's very good at using credit cards because the superego is like, we could never afford that car. It's like, I want the Mercury, I want the Mercury. And the ego comes along and says, okay, superego, okay, Ed, we have a credit card, and it's got 0% interest for the next 4 years. Anyway, some people develop in different stages. Some people never develop at all. I'm not saying Trump didn't develop, but I would say that he's never had to satiate things the same way that individuals like myself have, and most people in the world, 99% of us at least. And to say that he could buy a Ferrari, and there's a famous story that he tells that he's coming out with Marla Maples of one of his buildings, I think, or a dinner. This is from memory. And he says to her, you see that that beggar over there, Marla? She says, yeah, Donald, I see him. He says, he's richer than I am right now. And she said, oh, Donald, what are you talking about? You're so wealthy, it's unreal. He said, no. If that beggar has a dime in his cup right there, he is 10 cents richer than me because I owe. And he named the sum, and it was some huge amount of money. But to me, this is a challenge to him. The presidency was a challenge. Let me get right into this. What I'm trying to say is, do I think I would get along with Donald Trump? He wouldn't like me. He would think I was lazy. I can tell you right now. And I'm a motivated, driven individual. I'm just not that 20% of people. I like to have a pint. I like to have my free time. I like to do this. I like to hang out with you. I like to study the news. I like to watch him. I like to think about freedom. I'm a philosopher. I'm on that side of the building. That said, I want to bring some sanity back to that side of the building. Pardon me, Drunken Sailor. Every time I drink today, I'm going to say hello to the Drunken Sailor. I'm also, I've got to add Pete Yates. If you made it this far, brother, to you, Pete Yates. Also, Rachel Richardson, man, and what the hell, one more. Roundtree, Richardson, Yates, Sailor, here's to you. So let's get into the good news. Now that we know what at least Freud considered a person is broken into these three categories: the id, the ego, and the superego. The ego, kind of a go-between imagine the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder. That's a good analogy. And of course, the devil would be the id, and the angel would be the superego. That's correct. No problem. We're moving right along. Let's look at some good stuff that this person has done. I almost called him a maniac. I won't call him a maniac, but he's a maniac. I mean, the dude did 7. I live in a place. My wife was born in the town where he held his last rally. If you care to know, look at that, and you'll see where Mrs. Ogre was born, where her mother comes from, and where her grandfather yet lives at 93 and drives way up here to northern Ogreville to visit us on a regular basis. So President Trump tells ABC... Whoops, shut up there, boy. President Trump tells ABC News, David Muir, construction of border will begin in months. And then and I'm going to leave links to all this stuff. I want you to look at it because I took up a lot of time here. We're already in 4 minutes or so on this rant. So, I want you to look into this. That's the point of this. I'm giving you my opinion, giving the information. If you see things differently, put it in the comments. If you think I don't see this right, put it in the comments. I've been saying the whole way along, Trump was going to do what he was saying because it's not his id will not allow him to not do it, people. I'm telling you. They will have to I don't even want to say it. I almost did. I may cut that out. I probably won't. No, I won't. Hard bastard, I'm not cutting it out because of you. I'm not going to censor myself. They would have to do some things that they've done in the past. Drastic. I don't think anything's going to stop him from doing these things. Think of the skating rink and the mayor that's Bloomberg, the one that's not coming. It may be Bloomberg, but the one that they kind of had a feud, and that skating rink was ongoing, and finally Trump said, "You want me to do that?" Well, everybody's tried it. Never. 6 months. under budget, under schedule. This is the man's life. So look in the ABC News. This is all on Drudge. All the links will be down there. ABC News. President Trump tells ABC News, David Murr, construction of border wall will begin in months by, says this person. Also, moving right along, the Washington Compost. Here we go. This is national security. Trump to sign executive orders enabling construction of proposed border wall and targeting sanctuary cities. They're making this like it's a bad thing. It says President Trump plans to sign executive orders Wednesday enabling construction of his proposed wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. I get how the news people read this stuff, because this is good, this is true, but then they'll spin it and they're going to say it's bad. But he's doing what he said. First they said he would never do it, he couldn't do it, now he's doing it. Guess what the next step is? Who's going to pay for the wall? I mean, it was like a British football stadium when he used to say that. I stood in awe because I watched this man cut Vince McMahon's hair off. And not because I watched wrestling, because the clip went all over. It was great. The guy, he's a master of the mob. He's not, no, Hillary did, Caesar said, I'll never fall before the mob. The great rumor to this day is that he may have had epilepsy. We don't know. But he's never let the mob see you weak. And Trump, oh my goodness, he must have oil coursing through his veins, and he must have some kind of super acer predator, in his brain with 64 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of hard drive. Anyway, it's not a commercial for Acer, but I do love mine. Look, read this article for yourself. I'm going to stop right there. That's the Washington Compost Pile. All these on Drudge, all these linked below. The Wall Street Journal. I can't even say that with a straight face. The Wall Street Journal. Reporting fair and balanced news since never. Huh. What fair and balanced news? Listen here. Listen to a hard bastard. Go check out TheBritisher. Man, these people will tell you the truth. Go listen to Vernaculus. Sit down for a while and listen to the man. He'll tell you what's up. Wall Street Journal. Dow hits 20,000 for the first time. I don't even know. I haven't even read this article, so I don't know how they're going to try to spin it. But this is by Eric Holm, January 25th, 2017, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Grab your hats. The Dow Jones Industrial Average just poured through the 20,000 level for the first time ever, setting an all-time and tradie high 3 days after the inauguration of President Trump. Moments after the open, the Dow shot up to 20,033.77. The new record comes as stocks have been on the rise for much of the past 3 months, finding fresh legs since Election Day to add to one of the longest bull market runs in U.S. history. The Dow Industrials closed under 1,800 as recently as November 4th, but has risen 12% since then. Then there's some statistical bars and stuff, I mean, it just shows you how it's rising up. Right now, as this was printed, it's 20,063.06, man. Come on, Britain, baby, come on, Britain. Get on the Trump train. The guy's nuts. What are you gonna get? I mean, listen, Edison was freaking Tesla. Okay, I was going to go to Edison, but I just realized that everything Edison did was a thievery because Tesla did it all. He withheld his patent so he couldn't have the lights, so he couldn't light up the... That's a long story. Go look into Tesla. He was the man. Tesla was crazy as a dunghill beetle. He was nuts, okay? Crazy people are sometimes useful people. I'm going to quote Einstein right now and getting ready to wrap up and close and say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Hey, look, stick with me while we grow. If you enjoyed this, I don't know about that, whatever, like it, but that feels weird. But what I want you to do is sub, and I want you to share it with your friends. I want a conversation going. I enjoy getting on the conversations on Tree of Logic's page, on the Hard Bastards page. Especially, and I mean this with all due respect to everybody else, but as far as the conversations on TheBritisher's page, because, listen now, he is kind of a censorer, and I mean that in the kindest of ways. He doesn't don't go on there and troll, all right? He doesn't like it. And if you do it to him, because I was just in a heated debate, and I deleted some of my comments, which is unlike me, and that's because he stepped right in, and he's a friend of mine, and he said, look, that's not allowed. This is not it, gentlemen. And on my channel, listen, I don't mind if you call me a silly bastard with a funky beard. I kind of like it. My favorite comments right now are two. One from Mr. Mark Marsh, and he said something to the effect of, I can't even remember. He called me a moron and said I had a puny channel. I thought, I love it, Mark. That was great. That was a real feeling, dude. That was a real feeling. That's what life's about. And the other one, I can't remember who it was from, but he said, you look like an inbred Tennessean. What is that on your head? Quote, I'm almost positive. It's in the things if anybody wants to look it up. It's back there in the history. And I just answered him, Kentuckian, close but Kentuckian, and it's a hat. Anyway, listen. Read these articles I'm going to post. This is work for me. But I'm doing it because I love you, Drunken Sailor. I love you, Pete Yates. I love you, not because I know you. Not because I'm weird, creepy Uncle Joe Biden. I love you because you're humanity. You're part of humanity. Check me out on Twitter if you care to. It's JT. I was asked, so it's JT. Whatever. We'll get together. We'll have fun. We'll have an ice-cold pint. Drunken Sailor, Pete Yates. Rachel Richardson. Mr. Roundtree. And Hard Bastard and Britisher. We'll have a couple pints. We'll have some fun. And especially on, excuse me, especially on casual and laid-back Wednesdays. So remember, folks, be good to your friends. Be good to your family. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology. Especially when that thing that your loved one has done seems to be so big. Because in a moment you think not, your loved one will depart from you.